Casey, can I ask you? You've been in you've been a member of Parliament and now you're a minister, so you've been elevated straight into the hot seat. You're not the first, but you probably won't be the last, actually, that's gone from being a member of the citizens and a political campaigner or a community campaigner yourself into now a position of responsibility and power. Can I ask you, in the first 3 months as both an MP and as a minister, what's the environment like that you're in? Is it all that you thought it would be? Is it I'm 24/7 and I haven't got a rest? Is it I'm trying to wrangle officials so that they understand what our policies were that we got elected on? Is it all of those things?
It's fantastic. I mean, it's just such a privilege. I mean, you get to do this to deliver on, you've been given a position of trust and now you've got a really good job to do, and that you can actually stand back and go, I might actually be able to do something. I might actually be able to achieve something. But, I mean, anybody who's run a business or, managed staff or all of those things, it's a 24/7 job, whatever. If you take on responsibility and you want to do something and work hard, there's days where you go, oh my goodness, what am I doing this for? And days where you go, wow, I get to do this for a job. I've met incredible people. I mean, I've got the seniors portfolio. I had a day of meetings yesterday, meeting with the most amazing people that are just wanting to deliver good outcomes. I mean, there's people that are a bit hostile, but that's nothing. I mean, I was saying to someone yesterday, I mean, when nobody's actually attacked me. No one's done anything to me. There's nothing I'm in fear of. This is just being a public presence, but I get paid to do this. This is amazing. It's just incredible.
You're of Māori descent, yeah?
Yes.
Kiri Allan has been interviewed this morning suggesting that women who are brown and are in politics, or of Māori descent are in politics, brown I think, are under a special strain in comparison presumably to non-brown and non-female members of Parliament. You've been there 3 months so far. Is that your experience?
No, the total opposite. And I mean, Georgina Beyer, who I have the greatest admiration. I may not have agreed with her politics, but she was she did her job well. She was highly respected. If anyone should have had some issues or challenges, it would have been Georgina, and she did an extraordinary job. So I just don't agree. If you want to be treated equally and demand to have the same opportunities and the same respect, then you've got to accept that you can't ask to be treated differently because of identifying with a specific group. And I just don't agree. I think that there are good people and bad people, and good things happen and bad things happen, but it's not because you belong to a specific group or you've got, as she said, and she's conceded, she made bad decisions. Make good decisions.
Now, in this particular case, the allegation by Radio New Zealand is that the Ministry of Health prepared a document for you which freezes the excise tax on cigarettes. Now, I've got to be honest with you, it's not exactly going to set me or anybody else aflame, something like that, and that you've said, no, they didn't, or I haven't seen it, and they are essentially calling you a liar. What's your response to that?
Yes, I think it's a real lack of appreciation of what, as you know, the legislative process. So there's been a lot of exchange of documentation back and forth. I provided a whole lot of information, previous policy positions, things that were said during the debate when the bill was introduced, and select committee commentary, and said, look, here's all the stuff, I want some advice. What I was questioned about was, had I specifically sought advice on the excise tax issue? I hadn't specifically sought advice. What I had was a big, long document with a whole lot of areas, because I've said I want broad advice on things that we can do to achieve the target for smoke-free, that, after we repeal the denicotisation, the smoke-free generation and the reduced retailers, what are the other things that we can do to target the less than 300,000 daily smokers that still exist in New Zealand that are hardcore addicted to nicotine? And so in amongst all of those things was the freeze on the excise tax for a period of 3 years. And it was just a big list of a whole lot of things that, yes, no, do you want to comment on that? And it was one of them. And all it is, which I would have thought should be applauded, to seek broad advice, is just to seek advice. There's no proposal, there's no proposition, there's no recommendations. It's literally me waiting for the Ministry of Health to provide information, and that's where it is. And it's just become a storm in a teacup, which is a lot of nonsense that's just making a lot of noise. But at least people are talking about the issue of smoking and how we achieve the targets.
How did Radio New Zealand get that document, though? Because it's meant to be confidential to you as ministry advice to the minister. Was it under the Official Information Act, or was it leaked?
It's a leaked document, so there's an investigation going on now as to how that occurred.
Now, there are quite a few leaks coming out of Wellington at the moment and out of the public sector. Does that concern you?
Yeah, it really does, because it means, and you know the process, if we can't have full and frank exploration of ideas and seeking information and be confident that we can explore a range of options and come up with the very best decisions, then we're not going to be asking really important questions and delving deeply into stuff. Because, I mean, as you know, you think broadly around a range of ideas and get as much information as you can before you make a decision. And if we're going to be constrained on what we can ask for, what we can seek advice on, because we're fearful of something being leaked, then, it's going to be, bad decisions come out at the end. So, I mean, that's a reality, and we're just going to have to deal with it and hope that we can continue to move forward productively. So, being criticised because I asked for advice on a range of issues, I can live with that.
Okay, but in this particular case, you're saying to me, I think, I just want to clarify it, Casey. You're saying that this particular paper was a part of a range of options or advice that the ministry were preparing for you in response to the request you sent them.
So I haven't actually got the advice yet. This is just, would you like advice on? And I've ticked yes. That's all it is. There's no advice received yet. It's, there's a whole lot of things around vaping, around regulations, around penalties, around a whole lot of stuff that's in this report that I've said, I want advice on a range of things. And that's all it is. There's nothing more. There's no information yet received. It's, literally the disclose, the scoping document for the advice I want to receive before we make any decisions about where we head now.